Who the fuck is Barcelona? Hey, hey. 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 Who the fuck is Barcelona? Hey.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Bayern View. Hopefully everybody is doing very, very good. Bless up to everybody. We are here, we are locked in, and we're back for another live stream today. We've got more coming for you as well today as well. So yeah, man, smash the likes, hit the subscribe button. The reason we are back is because there is some things going around Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, And it's basically saying that Bayern Munich have asked about the conditions of a possible move and transfer for Paulo Dybala from AS Monaco. Now, again, none of the big journalists are running with this as of yet. Obviously, it's on the thumbnail who's putting this out. We will go on Twitter and we will, show you guys in just a second. But this would be a crazy move. We've had very, very big players before come from other clubs, such as Coutinho, such as James Rodriguez. And then if we were to be able to get Paulo Dybala in, someone that's got mad experience, you know what I mean? He's played for Juventus, he's played for Roma, he's played for Argentina. Obviously, he is Argentinian. That would be crazy. Absolutely bonkers if we were able to do that. Before we do carry on and get into the video, though, please do, number one, smash the likes, hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much, Michael, for the raid. I greatly appreciate it, my brother. And I can't wait for our show coming up soon, as well as obviously Football Chaos tomorrow. So yeah, man, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's talk. We need to talk about this, and this is bonkers. This is quite literally bonkers on what's going on. So yeah, I don't really know what to make of it. It makes me excited if this was true, if it is true, whatever you want to say. But here it is. So it's coming from an account called Mercato Bayern, as you can see here. And then if you go on their actual page, it says here insider source at FC Bayern and within the Bundesliga. So yeah, 2,568 followers. They put this out on July 22nd, saying that Luis Diaz can be considered a Bayern Munich player. Total agreement reached personal times, and they got it right. So again, take whatever you think with a pinch of salt. If you think it's true, if you don't think it's true, we are going to see if it's true. And yeah, after they put up the post we're about to read, it says the change of tone by the paid journalist is quite interesting, to say the least. Again, you know that not every in the know is in the know, but if this person is true, or this person and what they're saying is true, it is crazy to see what happens. So again, FC Bayern have asked about the conditions of a possible move for Paulo Dybala from Roma. The club sees him as an experienced attacker that covers every position in the attacking line. His contract expires next summer. Nothing concrete for now is what's being said. And then it was actually quote tweeted saying AS Roma are determined to keep him, but they are also aware it's the last chance to receive a minimal transfer fee for him. Now, again, I'm not sure 100% if I believe it, just in the fact that we already know that Bayern Munich will only be getting loan signings. But if this is true, I am excited. Put it that way. Paulo Dybala is a freaking good player. You know what I mean? And that's just to say it lightly. Again, this guy has played at Juventus. You know what I mean? He is a good player. Is he or has he hit the levels of the past? No. But, last season, 6 goals, 3 assists. You know what I mean? He's 31 years old. Yes, he's not a spring chicken, but bro, this would make me excited, man. It would make me excited, and it would make me feel like we are actually pushing to do something serious. You know what I mean? And that's the thing you got to remember with football. I'm not going to tell you anything that's not already known, but it's a results business. And if you go and get a player like him in there to put his quality in there with Olysées, with Luis Diaz, with Kane, with Kimmich, with Goretzka, Orpa, Neuer, so on, Tar in there as well. Like, come on, we're all taking him. If you don't want him though, please let me know why. I'm very interested to know why. Remember, this is the same guy that was at Juventus, cooking, absolutely cooking with Juventus, and then obviously before that with Palermo. So yeah, I am. It makes me excited. To be honest with you, 200 mil for Anthony, 35 to 40 max. I'm not too sure. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at his. I know that he's been a bit injury prone, isn't he? Let's have a look. Bear with me 1 second. But he's a good player. He's a good player. He's an experienced player as well. I wouldn't spend that much on him, Ansar. From what's being said on transfermarket.co.uk, which again is up to you guys if you believe their transfer thingy to be said, is actually saying that he could go for 8 million, which is peanuts. So again, I don't know what they would want for him. Again, like this piece of news is saying, we don't know if this is true or not true. Take it with a pinch of salt, please. But one thing that needs to be said 100% is the fact that, you know, he is a bit injury prone. But if you're getting him for that cheap, I don't actually think it really matters if I'm being 100%. You know what I mean? Like, I know he's going to be on some wages, but like, is it really going to matter? You know, in that sense. You know, he missed 16 games last season. You know what I mean? It's not that bad compared to what it could be. You know what I mean? Like, from what transfer market is saying, it's saying that he's worth 8 million euro. If he's worth 8 million euro, we can get him for 10. Bro, this guy's so experienced. You know what I mean? It would help the youngsters. It would help the attack. It's a great backup. You know, he can play striker if we need him to. He can play the 10. You know, this is what gets me excited. Again, don't get too excited because I can't tell you it's true or not true. And the big reporters aren't running the story. So again, if you don't believe that or you do believe that generally, with all due respect, without being rude, is up to you, if that makes sense. But yeah, like, he's a good player. I can't really say any other thing other than the fact that he's a good player. The profile, the player, you know what I mean? He's been killing it in Italy. He would kill it with Bayern. I'd be very surprised if not. You know what I mean? Like, crazy. Absolutely crazy. Obviously, he can play right wing if we need him to. He can be a centre forward. He can be a second striker. He can be a 10. You know what I mean? Like, and imagine if Jamal comes back and we've got Paulo Dybala to come off the bench. Like, that's the shit I want to hear. You know what I mean? I don't want a dead baller to come off the bench. You know what I mean? I want someone to be good. So, again, take it with a pinch of salt. Please do. Don't think it's, 100% going to happen. I will keep you updated if anything does happen with this news, of course. We do need to talk about Jadon Sancho as well. And we will talk about Jadon Sancho. But, like, let's just put it this way. And bear with me a second while I do this. But, like, let's go to the 4-2-3-1. A second. Let me go. Let me flip this. Like, this would be our attack. Which is actually kind of scary when you deep it. Like, if this was to happen. And it isn't if. Not a when. It's an if. But, like, this is actually kind of scary. And it would actually make me very confident in Europe if we were to be able to get him. Like, yeah, it's peak. Very, very peak. Kimmich in there. Put Goretzka in there. Hold up. Right, let me save this. Right, save that. And then I'll screenshot it and I'll give it to you. I take Perisic. Yes, so do I. Coutinho level subtype. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. Yeah, fully. Obviously, check out the socials above, like it says below me. Comment, subscribe. If you're watching this after it's been live, let me know what you think and comment on the video. Obviously, like it says over there, please do join today and hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't already, please do like the video / stream, whatever you want to say. But yeah, no, without a doubt, this would be a scary, scary team. To have, Carl in there as well, to have Kusiarasera in there as well, to have Jamal Musiala coming back, if we could get Jadon Sancho and Højlund as well, like, we actually could be cooking. Could be cooking. Now, I don't want to get my hopes up. I really don't, because you just never know. But, like, bro, like, brother, this would get me excited. You know what I mean? Wisdom Mike. You know what I mean? I would take Perisic, but he's currently at PSV, isn't he? So the likelihood of getting him is very slim. But I would take it. 100%. I would. But yeah, this is what we would line up with if we had Paulo Dybala. Now, again, you got to take it with a pinch of salt. But my word, that's scary, scary, scary stuff. Leon Goretzka, Kimmich. You've obviously got Pavlovic to come. You've got Tom Bishop to be in that midfield as well. Then you've got Paulo Dybala in front of them if it was to be true. Olise on the right, Luis Diaz on the left, Kane up top. Like, disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. You know what I mean? Squad depth. This is the thing. It's squad depth. You know what I mean? Imagine if you could get a Jadon Sancho as well. Imagine if you could get a Højlund as the backup. I hope what is being said is true, because that would be kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, would take some time for him to adapt. Yeah, it could. But again, he's not here to be an out starter. You know what I mean? Obviously, he would play in the 10. But like, my word, this would be some crazy shit. Just put it that way. Straight up, put it that way. Like, I'll take him. Yeah, so would I. We would be cooking, but knowing this board, no guarantees. Yeah, no, obviously. Again, let's actually just get rid of this just for a second, just so you guys can see where it's coming from. So again, it's coming from Mercato, who is supposed to be, again, if you believe it or not, an insider source at FC Bayern München, and within the Bundesliga. We zoom out just a little bit. He called Luis Diaz, as you can see. Luis Diaz was called. And yeah, this was put out 5 hours ago. I'd just seen it and I was like, yeah, we're going to make a stream about this. So yeah, AS Roma, I can't speak, are determined to keep him. And yeah, he put this 5 hours ago as well, and before he put his post up. So yeah, it's crazy. It generally is crazy, and he's tweeting about all different things. So let's see what happens. Again, take it with a pinch of salt. Believe what you want to believe as a person. I can't sit here and tell you that it's going to be true, it's going to happen, because I just don't know. But if this is true and this account is telling the truth, Paulo Dybala coming to Bayern Munich, bro, we are generally going to be cooking. We are going to be cooking. Now, is it Nick would have made future-wise? No. You know, there isn't much future in having Paulo Dybala. But that's why you don't have to pay too much. Do you know what I mean? Like, his price would be, you know, his current market value is 8 million. If he doesn't sign a contract, he will go on a free. But he's a right now kind of player. Exactly. Like my modern side here says, yes, facts. He is a right now kind of player. This is for now. This isn't for in 5 years' time, 2 years' time, 3 years' time, 4 years' time. This would be crazy. It honestly would be crazy. And like I said, with the Champions League, like, if company could get this working, if company can work the Bundesliga correctly, work the DFB Pokal correctly, and then proper team for the Champions League, bro, we are going to be cooking. You know what I mean? So let's see what happens. You know, it's one of those where you believe it when you see it. Again, this is the same person though that did call what's it? Come on, Liam, dumbass, think. Luis Diaz. So yeah, take it as you will. He can play second striker, he can play right wing, he can play centre forward, he can play 10. It's a bit scary. Established this experience is there. Yep. He would be a leader in this team. Yeah, he'd be quality in this team, which is what the team needs. You know what I mean? Like that is what the team needs. So yeah, let's see, man. Let's see what happens. I'm excited, put it that way. Like, I'd get so excited if this was true. You know what I mean? And this is what we've been looking out for as well. An experienced player. You know what I mean? Like, if you could get in like a Benzema, again, I know that it's not going to happen. So please don't take what I'm saying literally. But like, that is the type of shit that you would get a Benzema in, or I wouldn't say Kante, because even Kante could be 100 as long as he can play like he's playing. The guy is just elite. Who else? Like you know what I mean though. That type of player, like when Manchester United picked up Edison Cavani. You know what I mean? Where it's like, is he going to be an outright starter? No. But is it quality that you're bringing in? Is it experience that you're bringing in? Yes. So this is what Paulo Dybala would be for Bayern Munich. If Gnabry got 3 assists right now, Dybala would get double. I'm not going to disagree with you. But could you imagine if Gnabry was cooking and then you took freaking Gnabry off, and who do you bring on? Fucking Pap. Do you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, you got the, this guy in chat right now, good friend of mine, brother, if he will know as much as anyone about Paulo Dybala, obviously being a Juventus fan. So, bro, I'm all for this if we could bring him in, and you'll know yourself, Gio, the quality. You know what I mean? Like, the quality of the player is nuts. So yeah, what Gio said, he said, what kind of shenanigans am I seeing buying on Dybala? And then Ansar asks, would you take him back? And he said, of course, I would take my G back. Then we got one saying he could be the younger and skillful version of Muller if we play him as a second striker position. The first bit, not sure, but I do agree with the second striker part. Yes, fully. You know what I mean? And that's the thing with the 10. You know what I mean? Dybala he's such a good player, man. He's such a good player. So, like, yeah, okay, maybe he might be injury prone. But the problem is his transfer market is 8 million. So even if we offered 10, even if we offered 12, like, if they didn't take it, they'd be stupid. Now, I understand he's one of their main players, but that's neither here or there. You know what I mean? I agree, but no one touches. Yeah, facts. One of my favorite players that ever played. Yeah, no, he's so good. And then could you, like, again, let's put this on the screen. Like that, with what's behind it as well, it's scary. It is scary. You know what I mean? And like, nuts. Absolutely bonkers. Probably it'll be in Nkunku or Jackson if Aston Villa won't take him. Yeah, maybe. The thing is, the thing I don't believe on the Nkunku stuff, mate, is because they want a permanent transfer. Bro, if I was Juve, I would take Dybala. He would bring a lot of quality and creativity, facts, and that's why I would take him at Bayern. He is like Neymar from Argentina in our fitness department. Yep. They understand this is the last big. Yeah, this is the last big thing for him. Yeah, like what is he? Let's have a look. AS Roma wages. Obviously, he went there on a free, so they didn't have to pay for him. So he's on 250,000. So he's on 12.9 million. So nearly 13 million a season. And he's got a bonus of 1.8 million. So he's depending on what those bonuses are. So what he's coming close to 14 million, which is peanuts. He's 31 years old, yes. You know what I mean? Like, this would make me excited. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna even sit here and say that I wouldn't, because I actually would. Like, mad. That's what I would say. Like, holy fucking shit type shit. So, like, even Gio saying that he'd take him back, which of course he'd take him back because he's good. You know what I mean? Like, a solid 2. Yeah, exactly, bro. A solid, like, again, this isn't going to be Paulo Dybala has signed for Bayern Munich until freaking 2030. You know what I mean? Like, it would be a 2-year, 3-year deal at most. 3-year at most. 2-year with an option. You know what I mean? So, again, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, because I don't know, you know, if it's true. None of the big thingies are actually calling it. None of the big the big guys, you know, like Paletti, Fabrizio, so on. No one's calling it, which is interesting. I always find it interesting when no one calls it, because it's like, yeah. Mainz lost. Wait, Mainz lost? What was this? What was the score? Bundesliga. Oh shit! They had a red card as well in their game. 60th minute. Oh, they lost in the 90th. That's insane, bro. Mönchengladbach, Hamburg is about to be 0-0. Damn. Wait, it's about to be 0-0. Does that mean that my keeper did good or bad? Shut up, stupid phone. 1-1 Man United. Damn. Let's have a look at my team. Okay, so I got 200 points from the keeper. Not bad. So where am I in the league? Where am I? I'm 22nd in our league right now. Who's first? TSG. Is it Marinho? Damn, that boy's cooking. Holy shit, he's got points on every player. Damn. Euro scored. Bro, I would take Euro over fine. I actually would. I think he's a good player. Oh, throat. So. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think. Again, this wasn't supposed to be a long stream or anything like that, but the fact that, you know, we could be getting Paulo Dybala is kind of crazy if this is true. Yeah, like Gio again obviously was in the comments. I don't know if he's still in here, but like he'll know and he'll tell you straight. And he's even said that he'd take him at Juve right now. Like, this is craziness. If we could get like a Paulo Dybala for like cheap, so cheap, you know what I mean? That's what we need. You know what I mean? We don't need to go and get Florian Wirtz. Would it work? Yeah. You know, going and getting not a Turkey because he was cheap. You know what I mean? Like that type of player that you have to spend 150 million on. You know, now don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to backtrack on what I said months ago. You know what I mean? But we need a squad. We need players. You know what I mean? So bringing in a Perisic would be good for the team. Bringing in a freaking Gnabry, good for the team. Bringing in like Paulo Dybala, good for the team. Bringing in like a Højlund on loan is good for the team, because he's not going to take over Harry Kane. Like, that was the only thing real criticism on when I was talking about putting Harry at the 10 and playing Gyökeres up top if we were to be able to get him, is the fact that you are kind of having to move Harry. You know, Paulo Dybala fits in where you need him. You know what I mean? Obviously, he's not going to play freaking left back. He's not going to play right back. But if you need him to be striker, he'll be striker. If you need him to play 10, he'll be 10. If you need him to be in the 10 but as a second striker, he can do that. He can play on the right wing if we need him to. You know what I mean? Like, this is, yeah, it makes me excited. But again, the source it's coming from, and I need to keep repeating this so people actually understand what I'm saying, is not the most reliable. Again, this Mercato did break Luis Diaz, if I'm right by saying, or called Luis Diaz. So, yeah, take it as you will. Take it as you will. What could company get out of him is what I would like to see. Yeah, 100. Because he you got to remember, company is that type of manager that he is going to allow you to be free. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Company got something out of upper alignment and even Gretzka. Yep. Because he allows them to be free. You know what I mean? They're not trapped in a system. Look at Pep Guardiola. Look at Jack Grealish. Yes, I know Jack Grealish had alcohol problems, which... Don't know who that is. Hopefully, it's not someone that actually needs me, and it's just some dickhead. Even though they pressed my buzzer. Anyway, like he allowed them to be free. He's not Pep Guardiola. Look at Grealish. Grealish has alcohol problems, and I'm not taking the piss out of anything like that. I know people have struggles. You know, there could be drug, it could be freaking alcohol, it could be freaking 18 plus stuff. If you get my point. But like, one thing that needs to be said is he never allowed Jack Grealish to be free. Why was Jack Grealish so fucking good in the first place for City to even try and sign him? Because he freaking was free. He was free at Villa. The guy could cut in if he wanted to cut in. He could go outside if he wanted to go outside. Not have to play there. Look at what freaking Olasey's doing. At times you can see him playing on the left. Because he's free. He's allowed to be free. Now, obviously, if he starts taking the piss and he's not fucking getting back, then something's going to be said. Right, let's see what Gio's saying, because he's saying something interesting. Gio, so Juve corner cast, Gio. The thing with Dybala is convincing him to play outside of Italy. Dybala loves Italy a lot. Okay, he rejected Saudi to stay with Roma, and Roma is looking good in terms of becoming a serious club in a few years. Okay. Yeah. What scares me is Italian players don't perform outside of Italy. Well, he's not Italian, he's Argentinian, bro. So if that's what you're trying to say, then, you know, remember we had Luca Toni anyway. You know, doesn't really make any sense because he's not Italian, but yeah, like, I agree, you know. But you got to remember, like, with all due respect, Saudi League isn't what these other leagues are. You know what I mean? Like, winning a Bundesliga title means more than winning a Saudi League title. You know what I mean? Now, 100% if you're trying to build and help, like Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. You know, obviously it's tax-free. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's freaking Bayern Munich. You know what I mean? Like, again, I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's not true. I don't know if it's true, to be 110%. But is Bayern Munich coming in for you? You know what I mean? Like, I will say it and I will keep saying it. And I will fall on this sword. And I'll say it till I lay down, if you get my point. Kick the bucket, saying Bayern Munich is the biggest club in the world, in my opinion. People can say I'm biased or whatever. Bayern Munich have been to the most Champions League finals behind Real Madrid. People say Real Madrid are the best. Yeah? People say Real Madrid are the top. Real Madrid cheat. If you cheat in this game, you don't count. John Jones isn't the GOAT because he cheats. Do you get my point? So that puts us top. That is my definition of why we are the best. We got the most active members, which, by the way, isn't just fucking filling out a form and there you're a member. No, you have to pay to be a member. I mean, all of the Serie A products that are playing outside of Italy are doing well this season already. Yep. Kim Min-jae just never fit the Bundesliga and the Bayern style. Yeah, but the Bayern style that he come into wasn't really a Bayern style, was it? It was Tuchel. It was the Tuchel style, which is negative football. So I think Kim Min-jae not playing as serious of a role, breaking into the team, more of a substitute and more of a squad player, will help him, to be honest with you. I know he was playing game in, game out for Napoli, but again, we're trying to build a squad here. You know what I mean? And he's staying. So I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with Kim. I think Kim, it is negative football, bro. It's part of the fucking bus football, bro. You know what I mean? Man had fucking Lima running around like a headless chicken. Now, Lima can do that, and it can work, and it did work against Real Madrid, but that's not Bayern football. It's never, ever, ever been Bayern football. You know what I mean? Never. Kim went from positive football with Napoli to negative football with Tuchel. Yep. You know, that's just not how Bayern play. You know, even when Pep come in, straight away, you know, the players weren't happy with Pep coming in. I don't know if you guys know this. Again, I know my history of my football club. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that in a bad way to anyone, but in general, like, the players weren't happy when Pep come in because they wanted to keep Henriks. They wanted to keep Jupp. You know what I mean? We just went off a back of winning the treble. You know, and Hankers wanted to stay as well. You know what I mean? And then Pep had to deliver. You know what I mean? And he never did. He got better and better and better, but it never delivered on what you did for us. So Bayern is attacking constantly. Facts. Kim deserves another chance like Upper got one. I agree. I would sell him if a big money move was to come in, but I agree fully. I fully agree with you, mate. No sarcasm in my voice whatsoever. I agree. And I think, again, like I said when I was speaking just a second to what Gio was saying, I actually think playing him in a lesser appearance-wise, so he's not the freaking guaranteed starter, is what he needs. I don't think he needs to do that. What do you think of the think of Herbal? I think he's shit, if you want my honest opinion. I think he's had so much time and so much. Like, his ideas can be good, but at the same time, a lot of the shit that he does is just stupid, in my opinion. If you want my honest opinion, yeah, that's what I think. Wait, did that game finish? Hold on. That game finished 0-0. Yeah, 0-0. Okay, cool. So all of the games are over. So probably not tonight, but we're pushed tomorrow for content to do with game week 1. Definitely fantasy. We're definitely gonna do some fantasy content tomorrow. As in fantasy Bundesliga. So yeah, like fantasy Premier League, basically FBL. People forget this dude literally played with an injury for the whole season, putting Bayern over his health. Hope this year he can 100%. You know what I mean? And I'm one of the first guys that was calling him out, bro. So when people say I hope the disrespect, the respect and the apology is louder than the disrespect, 1000% I agree. And when he performs, I will be straight up saying that. Makata Bayern is a terrible source. I wouldn't trust it. Again, yep. I fully agree. In the sense of it's one of those where it's a hit or miss. So I've been saying the whole stream for 38 minutes, basically that. If you want to believe it, believe it. If you don't want to believe it, don't believe it. That's absolutely fine. Both are fine. I don't know what to believe. My personal opinion. So yeah, if you get Dybala, that's UCL semi-final guaranteed. If he stays healthy and fit, and fits the Bayern system, 1,000, bro, 1,000, 1,000%. And and that's what I mean. Like, if it is true, and he's actually, this account's actually called it before anyone else, and then that's mega. But again, it's if, not when. If. So yeah, let's see what happens. But again, I'll keep you guys updated on it. Of course I will. Fully. And yeah, man, like it would excite me. It really would. No, I don't think it's been a perfect window, don't get it twisted, but I think, one thing I didn't fully get with Luis Diaz was the fact that he is so defensive at times and gets back. Like, that's mega when it comes to Bayern. Like, fully mega. So yeah, man. Again, I think that's the one of the main things. You know what I mean? So right, let's what's to say? I think Sancho is probably the most likely outcome in my opinion. There's some rumblings in BVB forums, but after Wirtz, I don't believe anything till the player is signed, and I'm fully with you on that. Because everything, and I mean everything, quite literally, was saying that we were going to give Wirtz. So I actually fully agree with you saying that. I do. So yeah, fair. Can't disagree whatsoever. I feel like we fucked up really bad with Salim Brian Zaragoza. He would have been 100%, bro. Again, again, I can't disagree with you because what you've said is just bang on the mark. Absolutely bang on the mark. And I think a lot of people just, peak. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I think our starting 11 is easily top 3. We can challenge for the UCL if it's just that. But our depth is probably the worst. Yeah, exactly. And that's why we need it. Exactly. And that is why we need to have freaking maybe a Højlund coming in, maybe a Sancho coming in, maybe a Dybala coming in. You know what I mean? Like you are taking the piss at this point type shit. So, no, I'm fully with it. Like fully with it. That'd be so peak. He never really had a chance. Van and Mega Minor. Facts. Yeah, facts. Fully facts. Crazy to be honest. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, smash the likes if you haven't already. If you are new, hit the subscribe button. I will be live again later tonight. I will keep you guys updated on the Paulo Dybala stuff. If it is true, if it isn't true, I will keep you updated either way. Yeah, man. So yeah, make sure to do that. Thank you for the constant support on the channel. We're going to raid Stradbur Steve. He's an absolute legend. So yeah, go over there, smash likes on his stream, hit the subscribe button on his stream. Again, if you haven't, hit the subscribe button here. Yeah, till then, mia sa mia.